What's good, everybody? Welcome back to another East of Stretford podcast. And we're lucky enough to be joined by Karthik again. Welcome back, buddy.
Yeah, what's up, guys? Yeah, I've been away for a while. Yeah, but these guys have been giving me some shit for it. But guys, I've been busy. I'm really sorry, but I'm back now, and I will be here as much as I
Ah,
can. Yeah, that's right. All right.
what up, Vishnu?
What's up, dude? Yeah, we really missed Karthik last two episodes, man. We're getting in the groove and shit.
I was
I
kind
mean,
of there for this episode. It was very like,
yeah. Yeah, he made
That's
like a
true.
special guest appearance. And yeah,
yeah,
now we're back, boys. We're
better,
all in.
better video quality, better everything in general, and now we're back to this. But yeah.
Good shit. Well, today we're talking about the best Man United 11 of all time. We're going to use Premier League generations and we're going to try and pick and see who we think would make up this team because we've had a shit ton of fucking good players and we're going to try and piece them all into one perfect team. So let's go ahead and get started. Vishnu, first off, what formation should we be playing?
Over the years, over the last, like, say, 20 years and stuff, we've been experimenting a lot with our formations. But if you think of the ideal Man United squad, I feel like one really sticks in mind, which is a 4-3-3 or a 4-2-1-3 sort of formation, and even trying to employ the diamond setting in the attacking side of things. I'm going with that. I'm going with a, let's say, 4-2-1-3. That's my formation.
What about you, Karthik?
I think I'm going to go with a 4-3-3. I just think it was a lot easier for me to like come up with a really good team even with that formation. Like it's really hard to just pick like 14 players, you know. It was just there's just so much history and so much quality at the club that it's just I just felt like it was pretty impossible to like narrow it down. So I'm like, all right, let's at least have like especially with our forwards, which over the past decade, over the past 2 decades have just been, you know, it's just hard to
Unreal.
not pick, unreal to not pick someone. But yeah, we'll get into that later. But for me, it's a 4-3-3 for sure.
Yeah, dude, I want a 4-3-3 as well, just because like to fit in the players that I want to fit in, I have to
Yeah,
4-3-3.
yeah,
And like
yeah,
honestly, I think United is like most known during Alex Ferguson's era as a
yeah,
4-4-2 team with Dwight and Andy Cole up there. But I think
yeah.
so we win this, Vishnu. We're going with a 4-3-3. It's 2-1.
Yeah.
So let's start off with the goalkeeper, Karthik. Who's our goalkeeper?
So I grew up watching this guy, dude. I just have to. It was Van der Sar for me. I'm
Yeah,
gonna go with Van der Sar. Yeah. That's my first team goalkeeper. I mean, dude, there's nothing more to say about him, dude. He's fucking Van der Sar. Like, you know, he's won all our major trophies with us, and you know, so why not? Yeah.
yes, sir. Vishnu.
I'm going a little bit different.
Don't say
I'm
Bartes.
no, fuck that. No
Did you
way.
say Bartes?
No. So I'm thinking in terms of like the United squad that would be the best team to, let's say, win the treble. And one person comes to mind who has achieved that in '99, and it's Peter Schmeichel for me, guys. Peter
Yeah.
Schmeichel all the way.
Oh,
It was very close because like as much as I do love Van der Sar, and he's been like we've been watching him play from the start. David De Gea has been a very, very good goalkeeper as well for us for 10 years
yeah.
now, so we can't make that assumption. But I'm going with Peter Schmeichel because I feel like he had a sort of like ruthlessness with him as well. It was sad
Yep.
that he did move to City afterwards, but yeah, I think Peter Schmeichel is my choice.
Yeah, dude, and I see where you're coming from with Peter Schmeichel, and I think honestly he's probably a better keeper and maybe a more impactful keeper. But dude, Van der Sar was that team in 2008 with the fucking defense. They didn't let in
It's
shit,
different.
dude.
Yeah.
That was
It
just the
was.
most ridiculous team, and I
Yeah.
personally would have Van der Sar, and I feel he's more mobile than Peter Schmeichel. Like Peter Schmeichel was a great keeper, but he seems more stiff. Van der Sar would save
Yeah,
anything, and he only came to us, in his 30s. Like he already won the Champions League
that's
with
true.
Ajax. He
Yeah.
was playing with
Yeah,
Fulham, and then joined us late in his career and was fucking savior for
yeah,
us. So
Yeah.
sorry, Vishnu, you're
yeah.
getting fucking
Ruled
taken
out
out again. He's not gonna get anyone
Yeah,
in the
dude. But
squad.
but to be fair, it took me a while. Like I have like revised this list like twice
Yeah.
with Van der Sar and Peter Schmeichel. So I wasn't really sure. Like I was like, dude, this is so hard. But I just went with my gut. I was like, you know what, Van der Sar. Like,
Yeah,
it
Yeah.
has
dude,
to
my
be.
gut is Van der Sar
I've just
too.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah. Fair enough.
So let's move on
yep.
to right back. I don't think there's going to be much discussion here. I think it's pretty set who the
Yeah.
right back is. Kartik, go ahead.
Gary Neville.
Yeah,
Yes. Yeah. It's pretty
yeah.
straightforward. I think we
I
can all agree.
Yeah,
yeah.
I mean, I don't think we've. I was yeah. I had to do some research about it before the time, like since I was before when I started watching football as well. But yeah, dude, there we haven't had that many impactful right backs. I feel. I think. Yeah, and I think I've only seen Gary Neville play and have the most impact on us. So I'm just gonna go with Gary Neville straight
Yeah.
up. Like yeah.
Yeah, dude. I think that's an easy one. The longevity, the ability to
Yeah.
put a ball in the box, like with his
Well,
partnership with David Beckham. The only really challenger to him would be Raphael in the modern day.
No, I'm gonna say like Anthony Valencia, dude. I think he
Oh, dude,
was
fuck that.
spectacular
He
yeah.
had,
for us.
he had
So
1 year. Dude,
no, but like
fuck that.
the way he started as well, like and he captained us as well for a bit. Even in his last season, he was
Yeah.
still clocked 35 I think miles per hour, kilometers per hour. Like he was rapid
Yeah.
still
Yeah.
at that
First time.
age. And this little skinny guy from Ecuador shows up in our Ferguson time and he's won
Yeah.
trophies with
And
us. He was fabulous, dude.
he came
Yeah,
on
he's
as
a
a right winger, right? And
yeah,
then he was later moved, and he still did pretty well. I feel. I mean, he adapted pretty well to that position.
yeah. His
Yeah.
first
But
his
still,
first year and 2 years. Anyways, I think
Yeah.
Gary Neville is set. So let's
Yeah.
move to the other wing back, or not wing back. Let's move to the other side back. In the left back, who is it, Vishnu?
I think this is kind of very straightforward as well. It is our little I
mm,
love these game
I
yeah,
Frenchmen.
know this
yeah, well,
game.
dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes,
No,
Paddy.
Fuck yeah.
I think he was like the era that he started in as well. Like when he first came into the mainstream first team and he's been playing with United, he did have good defenders alongside him as well. But he was
Yeah.
very, very good in getting those balls in. Do you remember his screamers against I think Barcelona, wasn't it? He scored a outside the penalty spot against
Yeah.
Barcelona. So he did have the
Yeah.
ability to run the ball like in a sort of attacking mindset, like what Luke Shaw kind of presence now. Just an example to sort
Yeah.
of get used to the idea. Yeah, Evra was fabulous for us. He was a very main first team player as well. He got along with all the players, and yeah, and he's still a Manchester United boy even today.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Karthik?
Yeah. Yeah, dude. Patrice any day. I mean, come on. Like, yeah, I don't think there's anyone else to compete. I don't think anyone has even come close to what Evra used to give us on the flanks, especially, and the runs he used to make. I mean, what was great about our back four then was the fact that we had someone like Gary Neville on the right who could help out in the defensive area as well. Evra could be an extra player on attack. So I think, yeah, the kind of impact and the effect Evra brought into that team, and even when he came in, he had a lot to prove. Like it wasn't
Yeah.
easy
Yeah.
for him. He came into a really big team, and yeah. So yeah, I think yeah, I don't think
Dude,
there'll be
Karthik, you
anyone.
touched on a great point there. I don't know if you heard his story, but like after his first game, he had a fucking shit game. And he called his agent
Yeah,
and he was like, I want out of here. Like, I can't play in Manchester.
yeah, yeah. I've heard.
yeah,
Yeah, I saw
Legend.
that.
And he came back. I picked
Legend.
Paddy Evra as well. But, honestly,
Yeah,
most people would pick Dennis Irwin. I think
yeah.
we're biased,
Urban.
obviously.
Yeah, yeah. I think
Um,
it was. Yeah,
Sorry, go ahead.
yeah. No, you're right. We're biased. No, that's what I was.
we're definitely biased, and
Yeah.
most people of the generation before us and who got to watch Paddy Evra, consider Dennis Irwin one of the best left backs in Premier League history. He
Yeah.
used to score like 10 goals a game. But I can't. It would be kind of disingenuous for me to say like Dennis Irwin because I haven't really watched him play. So
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
No, I
but
think
Paddy,
statistically you're
Paddy,
right though. Like Dennis Irwin was statistically better than Patrice Evra. But yeah,
yeah,
it's just we grew up with this guy. We've been there when he had that little altercation with
Yeah,
Suarez, and like the
yes,
way
yeah.
he transformed the United team. He was quite
he's a captain.
instrumental in our yeah, he was captain as well. So he's quite instrumental in our success. I think he was the he had after a lot of the players had left post of Ferguson era, he was still there for a couple more years.
Yeah,
Yeah, and for us, yeah, I think Patrice Evra is sorted for us. We don't think
scored a
there's a
screamer against Bayern Munich too for Moyes.
yeah.
But anyways, I think this next two are going to be ridiculously easy as well. Our two center backs. Considering our bias so far, I think we all know
I
where we're
think
going with this.
I think we've just stuck to that team of yeah.
Yeah.
Looks like it.
That team was beautiful, dude. That team
Yeah.
was gorgeous.
I mean, you.
But
I don't. Yeah. Go for it.
I'm
no,
gonna
no,
yeah, I'll
go
start
ahead,
it off
bro.
because like
Yeah.
I thought that okay, let's see if we do have this back four, it's just gonna look like Ferguson's 2008 team, eight squad when we won the Champions League as well.
Yeah,
So
Yeah.
I've gone a little bit different.
I know who
Um,
you're going with.
JP Stamp.
He's on my bench. Yeah.
You got Stamp.
I didn't go even
There you
Stamp.
go.
I'm going this
Oh,
Oh,
era.
really?
Like, yeah,
Oh,
I do like Stamp as well. I just
Yeah.
don't relate to him as much. Um, I
Yeah.
think I've got Vidic on. Let's start first. Firstly, I've got
Yeah.
Vidic.
All right.
He's a tank. He's a beast. There's nothing that's getting past him. He's a very strong Siberian who gives zero fucks. He would take you out. He would get a red card for the team and still help United win. He was very, very crucial in that era where we dominated every team in the Premier League, where we built that squad. And yep, Nemanja Vidic for me I'm making him captain as well of our side. You guys got anyone
I,
else?
I'm going Vidic as well. Like that
Yeah.
was my clear one. Like I think you described him well too. So I think yeah, Nemanja Vidic is in our team. He's not my captain, but he's in our
Okay.
team. Karthik, what about you? Is he your captain?
No, he's not my captain.
So we'll
But
get onto that
he's
debate
definitely.
later.
Yeah, we will later. Yeah, I'll
But
tell
he's
you who my
got it on
captain.
your side.
Yeah, dude. So let's move on to the other center back. I think it's pretty clear here too. For me, he's our best center back in the history of this club. Karthik, I'll let you say his name.
All right, Rio Ferdinand.
Rio. Yeah, I think this one's easy
All
again.
right,
I'm
I
mixing on the
mean,
ball.
fucking
Like,
Rio.
yeah, he would be in Man City. He'd be in Barcelona.
Oh.
He's strong as fuck. He was also a captain. I don't understand this
Yeah.
captain situation between 2006 and 2012. But all Evra, Vidic, and Ferdinand were captain at different times.
But I think at that time as well, we had so many leaders in the team that Ferguson could like just handpick someone to be captain for a game. Like,
Correct.
right from Gary Neville to fucking Ferdinand to fucking, everyone's been captain. I think, Giggs was captain. I think Giggs captained it from time to time. It was
Right.
weird.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, you're not
I
going
don't-
Ferdy?
I don't have Ferdinand.
No,
on my
he's
side.
not. Yeah.
Oh, dude, you're fucked up.
No,
I don't know.
hear
Who,
me
you say
out.
John O'Shea or Wes
But I
Brown?
want to, but I really want to, I want to hear who he went with. Yeah, wait.
Oh, I'm gonna get hit for this. I'm gonna get so hit. I went with Harry
No,
Maguire.
no,
guys.
What the
Oh,
fuck are you
I went with
saying?
Harry
Oh,
Maguire.
shit. Oh, I
Dude,
did not
you-
see that. I didn't pick anyone. I picked one player from there, but no one.
Dude,
Vishnu.
I'll explain
No,
this. Well, I'll explain myself too.
okay.
See, I'm thinking of when we're thinking of this whole like Man United 11, we're looking at how they're gonna compete, right? And I'm going for a balance between like old school competitions and like so because we didn't agree on like where they're gonna be playing. Was it gonna be in that era or now? And if you made a team now and like see how they are, I feel like Harry Maguire is been on a great run so far. He's had a great start first year. I know it's very, very like prickly that I said it, like just like half a season.
I have to attack you. I have to attack you.
Go for it. But I'm just trying to find the balance because, like, I feel like Vidic, Ferdinand, they're all a bit. I think Maguire could score goals more than Ferdinand can, at least with our side right now. And you'll understand why when I go to the midfield and the attack as well. But I feel like defensively, no question, Ferdinand's like been brilliant. If you think of a player associated with Man United, Ferdinand does come definitely first in the top 5 even. But I'm just switching it up a little bit just to have a little bit of youth in there as well. And go for it, dude. Rain.
I'm sorry, this is worse than Karthik with Grealish.
Yeah.
This is the worst thing that will ever be said on this podcast.
Yes. There's something else. Oh, yeah.
Harry Maguire has had one season, not even one full season, where he's been good. Rio Ferdinand won the Champions League, multiple Premier Leagues, is a ball-playing center back, was bought for 30 million from Leeds in 2002. That equates to like over 100 million in today's market. He was the best center back in the world for several years. Harry Maguire was arguably not the best center back in the Premier League. And Rio was the best in the world. Like, dude, Rio was everything. He was a captain. He scored many goals earlier in his career. Great on the ball. Fierce as fuck, dude. This is like, I can't even fathom Maguire, dude. I can't even. Go ahead, Karthik.
Go on.
Yeah, I wouldn't do it. I would never have even thought of Maguire. Like, I didn't even think of, from our back four, from this era, especially at least from the last 5-6 years, I don't think I can pick anyone who would be in the United all-time starting 11. But I do see what you're saying though, and I do see, like, maybe if we're running this podcast say 10 years from now still, then I could see Maguire getting there. But no. But right now, at this point, no. I agree. Like, this point, no. I don't see Maguire anywhere close to the quality of Rio Ferdinand.
Maguire does that because Rio came in when he was like 23.
Yeah.
Stayed till he was 33. Maguire's coming in at 26, 27. He's going to fade out at 32.
Yeah.
And we're going through a transition, and there's no way Ollie's going to lead him to that many championships. So, dude,
we'll see.
I'm sorry. Like, that was
for me. It was primarily because of like his ability to score a lot more goals, and like Rio was used like I think
bro.
he couldn't like I feel like if you have just compared like one season each, which is I know this is why it's like hard for me to explain myself as well, because if you just compare them like one season each, I feel like Maguire has done a lot better in his first year with United compared to like Ferdinand's first year with United. And like he's been given the captaincy in his first year, which is good. It's crazy.
Because our team, Ferdinand came into working.
Yeah, I do understand that bit as well. But then like it is what it is, right? And I think he's handling himself really well under pressure. And you never know. I don't think at this day and age as well, like footballers' careers don't last as long as it used to. So that's a difficult comparison to do as well. But yeah, I'm sticking to this, guys. I'm going with Harry Maguire. I fucking love Rio as well, and I'm so sorry, Rio, but you are on my bench, just so you know.
Yeah.
You are on my bench.
Wow. If Rio hears this, he's gonna, I don't know. Oh, shit. Oh, shit.
12 years at United, so many Premier Leagues. Okay, I will never forget that. That was fun. That was the worst thing that's been said, but we're moving forward. Let's play, let's find a base for our midfield. Who is that CDM Vishnu? Do not say Darren Fletcher. Do not fucking say that.
Sure. I love Fletcher as well, dude, but no.
I love him too, but no.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was like,
okay. My CDM, I don't honestly have a CDM in play. I feel like the defense that we've got can hold themselves really well. But I will tell you my central midfield, and it is one of the most decorated Manchester United players of all time. It has to be Paul Scholes. He is in my side, and I think it's very self-explanatory. His passing ability, he's able to like find people. It's brilliant. His aggressiveness and like he always like held himself high whenever like when it comes to like conflicts with other teams and stuff. He would be the first one in the line to like support his teammates
Yeah.
and stuff. He showed true
Yeah.
spirit, true dedication to the club.
Yeah.
Yeah,
For sure.
ultimately is one of the
He
greatest
didn't even. Yeah.
yeah, to have walked on this earth. And yeah, he's got my center midfield position.
Yeah,
Go ahead,
dude. I think
Karthik.
I think we all have Scholesy in our team, right, Armaan? Yeah.
Yeah,
There's no
dude.
way.
No,
I mean,
I had
didn't you wear his jersey number for a while? Wasn't that your
dude,
number
Paul
for a while?
Scholes is my favorite player of all time.
Yeah,
He's the fucking first
I
player
remember
on this
that. I
team.
remember that. Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah, he's a fucking legend, dude. Yeah, I think Paul Scholes
Dude,
guaranteed.
yeah. Remember, like he didn't he retire or something for a year, and then he come
Yeah.
back, and
He
then
came
We
back and
forced
he
him to come
played
back.
better than ever.
no, we
Yeah, I
didn't have
mean,
any midfield then. Like
We had
yeah,
Paul Pogba. That's why Paul
yeah,
Pogba left.
yeah.
left. All right, yeah.
Because Paul
So
Scholes came back and he was like, "What the fuck, dude? Like, I'm here. Why are you bringing this old fuck back?"
But I do in my formation. I do have a CDM though.
okay.
Yeah, and I'm gonna go with Roy Keane on this,
Yes, Kano. I also have him. Legend.
and and he's gonna be my captain just
Me
because
too.
he was just I think one of the greatest leaders we've ever seen. Especially, dude, I have watched that the in the tunnel footage of that Arsenal United game. Oh my
Yeah,
god, he is
Yeah,
so
yeah.
fucking badass, bro.
yeah,
And I was reading something today as well about how I think it was a Juventus game where we were losing 2-0
yeah.
Mhm.
and Roy Keane was the only person who started the heroic comeback, and he even got a red card for us that game, which actually led us into winning the game. And and Fergie was basically said that this was probably the most selfless act he's seen in football, and that was just, I mean, from
Bro,
someone like Roy, like he played for his fucking team, man. That was
Yeah.
just
bro, that
fucking.
commentary is Roy Keane scores a captain's goal from Manchester. It's like the most like infamous like commentary of United. I mean, other than the final. But I agree. Roy Keane is in my lineup all day. I actually sent you guys that Arsenal link today from that
Yeah.
game with bust up.
No,
Yeah, I fucking love Keno. What about you, dude? Vishnu, you have him
yeah,
in?
I've got Roy Keane. He's in my other center midfielder. I'm playing him a bit ahead because of like the ability of the other players as well. Yeah, Roy Keane definitely hands down. He's a great pundit now. He's so like
He's an
I think
asshole.
there was a podcast about like similar to what we're doing
Yeah.
with him and Jamie Carragher, and they were talking about a
Yep.
combined Man United 11 and Liverpool 11 of all time. And Roy
Yeah.
Keane just had 10 players who were Man United and Mo
Yeah.
Salah or someone because like he's just like and when
Just,
asked
I
why every
had
time it's just because like I know him, I played with him, I'm loyal to him.
Yeah.
Roy Keane is loyal, dude. He did have
Yeah.
his like
yeah,
tiffs with
a
Sir Alex
loyal
Ferguson and
motherfucker.
stuff, but again, nothing bigger than the club. Man United all the way for Roy Keane. Yep, definitely there in my squad.
Dude, I had trouble leaving Carrick out, but we had to.
Yeah,
So,
I had
so who's that attacking last central midfielder for you
uh,
guys?
Why don't you open up
Karthik.
this time? Let's go first.
Okay, I'll
yeah.
open up.
Yeah.
I'm doing kind of what you would say is a little bit of bullshit, and I'm kind of moving someone a little more centrally than he used to play because I think he would have been fucking killer in this position. And I'm putting David Beckham in
Oh,
my midfield three because I need to include Beckham. Beck's that fucking beautiful motherfucker.
yeah.
He was so good. His crosses have meant, literally the most historic moments in our club is because of his two crosses in the last few minutes of the game. He can hit free kicks like nobody else I've ever seen in my entire life since. He would run up and down all day. He had to leave United, unfortunately, which did make room for Ronaldo. But, I think those 7, 8 years that he was at United from when he got brought in the 92 season. Sorry, he was here for 10 years when he
Yeah.
got brought in 92. Incredible. So David Beckham
Yeah.
makes my team.
All
Vishnu.
right. Well, all right. Yeah.
Go on, Karthik.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, go for
Okay.
it.
Uh, okay. So I do have Beckham in my team, but he is not in my first team because I just didn't know. I see how you pulled him back to an attacking midfielder position.
Yeah.
which also makes sense because that's where I was also thinking of playing him if I was going to. But I went with Rooney at the number 10 position as an attacking midfielder. So yeah, dude, I didn't want to play Rooney up as striker because I just feel like we've had
Yeah.
just when we'll get to the strikers. I know we're gonna have a debate there for sure,
Yeah.
but yeah, but Rooney in camp for me, dude, like hands down, like no doubt, like that dude has, yeah, Rooney has my heart always.
For me, Beckham is on my bench. I couldn't find a place for him in the team because, like, I know I didn't think of him playing in the central position just because of his crossing ability on both either ends. So I feel like he
Right.
would be a lot more efficient on the right hand side, but we've got a
True.
player on the right hand side. So unless he's playing on a more central right midfield position, I don't see Beckham in my side. He's in my bench. I've gone for Paul Pogba, guys, in AMC because just because let's think about we're doing a hypothetical situation right now. This guy's losing it. Dude, come on, hear me out.
Oh shit.
Paul
Vishnu has
Pogba.
the unpopular opinion today. How does it feel, bitch? How does it feel?
Dude.
Pogba is, and we agree this as well. He's one of the greatest midfielders in the world. His ability is phenomenal. I think we underused him playing in that attacking midfielder role. It's just
Playing for
behind the
Jose, I agree.
Yeah, it's just behind the CF position. And all bullshit aside and
Yeah.
stuff, because we're already talking hypothetically, with if we're already considering their all best abilities in the team, I think Paul Pogba would be perfect in that situation. Bruno, 3 more years if he's playing for us, I would have put him there because he's already shown a lot of promise, but not enough yet. But we've seen enough of Paul Pogba to come up with that. And I feel like it'll be great even for the wingers and the center forward to have a player like Pogba taking those long shots in because we also do have Scholes as well, who's doing that for us. And Roy Keane to sort of hold the defense back. So Paul Pogba doesn't have to primarily play that midfield position. He could ghost about in the attacking third, but just outside the box and stuff. Yeah, I'm in, guys.
Dude, I see where you're coming from, but dude, Paul Pogba is probably the second most talented player to be at United after Cristiano Ronaldo. He has the talent to be top of the top of the top of the top. He has everything, the physical capabilities, the skill, the strength, the size. He has literally everything. But and unfortunately, he played for Jose Mourinho. Under anybody else, he would have been 10 times better. But you cannot say someone who has not had sustained brilliance in the team deserve to be in our greatest 11. Even if they're at their height, at their peak of their peak, he could be better, but we didn't see that better. He was really good, but
Yeah.
you can't say at his peak that he was better than Rooney at his peak or David Beckham at his peak for United. He's a better player, technically.
No, but see, we're talking about positions. David Beckham didn't really play attacking midfield. And
That's fair.
yeah, so he was playing mostly on the right. And he was not also I genuinely think his career got a lot better once he did move to Real Madrid. He had he did play a lot more, he played a more central role for that side than he did for United. Because I feel like he did start his career there, so we do have that sort of bias. But if you're playing David Beckham there, I feel like I can argue the same about Paul Pogba.
I'm not putting him in a cam position. The way I'm
Yeah.
doing it is like a 4-3-3. Like you guys are thinking more with a cam. But dude, the thing is okay, I get that David Beckham point. You move him in, you lose some of his brilliance. So I could concede losing David Beckham. But Paul Pogba, dude, again, I fucking love Paul Pogba. But dude, you can't unless you've done something.
Yeah.
And being at your peak, you can't. Sorry, go ahead, Karthik.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of have to agree with Armaan here as well. I also, I mean, with the team you chose as well, I'm
Karthik's
finding
fucking
a little
loved it,
hard.
isn't he? Just basking on all
Yeah.
of
Fuck Vishnu, dude.
No, dude, I
Stupid
completely
shit.
see.
Yeah, go on.
No,
Yeah.
dude. Yeah, but what I'm saying is I get where you're coming with Pogba as well. But even with the team you have right now, who was it was Scholes and who was the other midfield player?
Roy Keane.
Roy Keane, right? So I don't know how Pogba would also fit into that squad. I just feel apart from he does bring some bit of extra quality for sure, but I just don't. First of all, I don't see Pogba in our all-time United starting 11 yet. firstly because he just never wanted, like, he just seems like he just joined United for the glory and he didn't get that, and now he's really pissed off about that, and that's what's happening. Also, when Pogba came in too, like, he was the kind of player we brought in, like what we expected, what Bruno is doing right now. That's what we expected of Pogba, right? And he never did that with us. And at that point, I felt like we had way more quality in our team
I
compared to
don't think
now.
that's
Pogba
fair to
came in.
say. I think Pogba did have like, remember his like little brink of when Solskjaer first came in last year. His first
Yeah,
11 games,
he had
Pogba was unstoppable.
Yeah,
So
but it has to be sustained, dude.
exactly, but
Like,
yeah, it wasn't sustained, is my point as well. But
I think
yeah,
like what makes you a amazing footballer is that you can sustain it for 10 years. Like that, nobody does that.
yeah,
And you know, the
I
boys,
think
but
Pogba
I,
still has it in him for sure. Like, I'm not saying,
yeah,
Pogba doesn't have it in him, but yeah, I mean, considering the kind of history we've had, dude, and the kind of quality in that attacking midfield we've had, like,
yeah.
Pogba still has to do a lot more, I feel like, to completely get that position. But
yeah.
I don't know. I don't think that's gonna happen now.
So,
But
so
No,
let
yeah,
me circle
agreed.
it. Let me
Yeah,
circle
agreed.
it back. And I think what we should do is I'm willing to go Wayne Rooney here because I can move it to a cam and Wayne Rooney's played there. He'd be brilliant there. So I'm
Yeah,
down for that.
agreed. Yeah, I'm okay with that too.
Okay, well, that changes up my other players in the team, but let's fucking go towards, let's do the easiest one of the front
Yeah.
three. Left wing got Ryan Giggs. Like, question? Any
yeah,
question? 20 years at the
no,
club. Like, dude, Vishnu, fuck off, dude. I want to cancel this.
I did take gigs. You took
I'm just
Rashford,
kidding.
didn't you?
I did have
Okay.
Rashford. Yeah, I have
You
Rashford.
did?
I almost had Rashford. But to be
Dude, like,
fair, I almost had Rashford too,
Dude.
guys. But then
see, one of
I
my
put gigs.
reasoning for this is that like I feel like we're just naming a Ferguson team. There's nobody else in the side as well.
But there's nothing
It's
wrong with that. That's
there
like,
is nothing
that was
wrong
our,
with that.
yeah.
Yeah, but like when you're thinking of see with the players and the potential we have right now as well, like I think we should think slightly outside the box and not just like think of like 10 years of like experience in the side, but also look at if they have the ability to win all three, the treble in the same year. I know we've only achieved this one, so we can't really argue the same about the other players as well. That's why I went for like a more of a youthful squad as well to have that sort of balance and see if these three can win all three.
Do you think Rashford and Ronaldo can play in the same team? They play these so similar at their peaks.
Yeah, I think they can.
It
I have a
would
lot of
be
goal scorers in
insane.
my team,
Ronaldo on
dude.
the right. Oh god, that would be insane.
See, I know that
I
Ronaldo might
mean,
not to his like position and stuff, but I think Rashford's a bit more flexible there. He will like hold back and let Ronaldo take all the the glory and the attacking shots if he needs to.
Dude, I think Rashford is going to be United's best player of all time. Like, I mean,
yeah,
he's gonna eclipse Wayne Rooney for sure. Like Wayne Rooney's record
for
is
sure.
fucked. And Rashford, I don't want to argue too much against it, but like because I love him and I think he's the most highly talented player other than Pogba that we have.
Yeah,
Mm.
And
yeah.
will be great for 10 years. But I think like it's tough to pick such recent people because dude, sustained is huge. Like
Yeah,
it is huge. Like so, and Ryan Giggs is arguably the most legendary player in the history of our club because of the 20
yeah.
years. His FA Cup
Yeah.
goal, like everything. I don't know. Kartik,
Yeah.
who are
And
you
dude,
going to?
even
I'm
like,
not going to shit on him
yeah,
for this. Yeah.
yeah, no. I mean, no, I completely. I mean, I know we were thinking of it from an angle of who could compete for the Champions League, who's a good Champions League team. And the more and more I thought about it, I did initially include, Rashford in my starting lineup. But then I was just like, dude, but we haven't, there hasn't been that many major trophies won with him in that position. So I just literally had to go with Giggs. Like I was like, this is the most like obvious choice. And I went with Giggs, but Rashford is on my bench.
Yeah.
So
Oh, okay.
yeah,
He's not on my bench, but I do agree that Rashford has
yeah,
more talent and could do
he definitely does.
probably more than he can probably
Yeah.
eclipse everybody,
Yeah.
on this list because of his work ethic. But okay, we're going with Ryan Giggs on the left, and on the right wing again. Now, please, now this has to be set in stone.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Uh,
don't think I have any argument with this, guys.
the greatest player to ever play in the Premier League, I think. The greatest player to grace the Premier League It's
You guys
Cristiano
went,
Ronaldo.
yeah, you guys went to Daniel James as well, right?
Fucking kill you, dude. I
I
swear to
was thinking of
God, I
Lingard,
quit this
dude. I was
podcast off
thinking of fuck Flynn. Wait,
Yeah.
anyone have Lingard?
Lingard. Pereira.
And imagine Lingard in that team, but I would be like, what the fuck is going on here?
Or
Yeah.
kill him.
Pereira,
But yeah, Cristiano
Pereira.
Ronaldo,
Cristiano Ronaldo.
arguably one of the
Yeah.
greatest Manchester United players to have graced our presence. He's been fucking phenomenal with us. Playing in that position, he's been scoring 30 goals a season. He's won us like everything. And yeah, I think he's also sort of redefined our shape as well, our direction as well. Because like before, we used to go for a lot of players who have a lot of experience, and we brought the fitness aspect into the side of things to compete just because of his ability, his fitness, and his like in incredible discipline. So yeah, I think that really is a game changer in the world of football. He is still one of the greatest in the world. Cristiano Ronaldo, no doubt for me, any day of the week.
Yeah, I think there's no argument there. Man changed football. Best player to play in the Premier League. So let's
Yep.
go to our center forward. I still have to think about this a little bit because Wayne
Right.
Rooney was there for me. Karthik,
Yep.
in the meantime, you go ahead.
Yo, I'm going with Van Nistelrooy, man. He's my striker. It took me a while to.
Yeah.
I was really confused between. I was thinking of Percy initially, and
Dude, I
Andy
was
Cole as well.
Mhm.
Do you have
Yeah.
Percy?
No, I was thinking.
Yeah, but I had to go. I just looked up. Nistelrooy was just played with us for way longer. First of all, I think he had a consistency of at least like I think the first 4 seasons he was averaging at about 20 goals per game. I mean 20 goals a season. Sorry,
Per game.
Wow.
Whoa.
Yeah, he's a
Not
fucking
bad.
per season. Sorry, yeah. So yeah, I think that was dude. I think unquestionably with stats and everything, I think I'll go with Nistelrooy for sure. Like fantastic, and with the team I have right now, I feel like he would fit in perfectly. Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
Vishnu?
Yeah, I wanted to fit in both the players as well, but like since you've played Rooney in like an AMC, fair enough. I think that's a great choice. I've got Wayne Rooney as my CF. Van Nistelrooy is on my bench. I made a note of that. It was so hard to choose between RVP and him as well. I do love Van Persie, and
yeah.
with the talent that he's shown, with the signs that he's shown with Arsenal as well, Rooney arguably could have been also one of the greatest like strikers in Premier League history to go down. But
Yeah.
Van Nistelrooy for me all the way. He's crazy skilled with the ball. I even wanted to pick our manager, boys. I wanted to pick up Solskjaer.
Yeah,
Same,
Ollie,
thought
I
about
did.
it too.
I
I did
thought
think of
about at
that.
least putting him on the bench, but I'm like,
Yeah.
man.
But yeah, Rooney for me, 253 goals for the club, the most by any Man United player ever, beating Sir Bobby Charlton. He was a leader. He's been with us since he was 17, I think. Yeah, and the respect he got the other day as well. Like he'll definitely go down as one of the legends of the game for Man United. I don't think there's any. Yeah. What about you, Armaan?
So you're Rooney and Van Nistelrooy, right?
Yeah, I got Rooney and then Van Nistelrooy on the bench.
No, but you gotta play another center forward because we picked Rooney at cam. So who would be your center forward since Rooney's playing center attacking
Oh,
mid?
okay. Then I'm going for Van Nistelrooy.
Van Nistelrooy? Okay, dude, honestly, bro, like I wanted to pick RVP when you said Rooney because RVP literally carried us that
Yeah.
2012 season. Like he was so fucking good, but he was so shit the next year under Moyes.
Yeah.
I mean, he was still good, but like not to his
Yeah.
level. So I have to go with Ruud Van Nistelrooy as well. And I think Eric Cantona deserves a fucking shout.
Yeah,
I haven't watched
definitely.
too much of him.
Yeah,
but
dude.
Ruud Van
I
Nistelrooy.
have another shout. Like I have another name. Dimitar Berbatov, boys.
Oh, dude,
Yeah,
fuck
dude.
off.
Berbatov
I
for
love
sure.
Berbatov
Oh, come
so
on.
much.
Whoa,
I
dude.
love
What?
Berbatov, bro.
Do you remember
How?
that season? Do you remember that season where
There
he
was
the
one
top
season where he
scorer?
was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You remember,
Yeah.
you know, he was at 28 goals. I remember the season so well. He was like between 25 and 28 goals with 5, 6 games left to go, or even more than that, with 10 games left to go. And Ferguson benched him for the rest of the game because he was fucking like his attitude was shit. He wouldn't press like
He was very lazy. I remember him missing a bunch of penalties and shit because it was just lazy penalty taking.
His talent
remember.
is next level.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, which is why he didn't make it to my list. But
Yeah.
I think he does deserve a shot. He came.
Even Andy Cole and Dwight York deserve a shout. Teddy Sheringham too.
Very sure. Ole Gunnar
but-
Solskjaer.
Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, always at the wheel. So
Well,
I'll name our
played
team.
with us for a while too, guys.
Yeah, but he was shit.
Yeah.
So I'm going to repeat our team and then we'll go to the bench.
Okay.
We have Van der Sar at goalkeeper. We have Patrice Evra, Nemanja Vidic, Rio Ferdinand, Gary Neville at the back. We have Roy Keane, Paul Scholes, and Wayne Rooney making up our midfield. Ryan Giggs, Cristiano Ronaldo, and Ruud van Nistelrooy. That's a fucking sexy ass team. So are we doing 3 or 4 in the bench, boys?
I'm
4.
doing 4.
Okay. Karthik, quickly go ahead. This video is getting long. List your 4.
Yeah. All right. So in subs, I have De Gea, Rashford, Beckham, and Percy.
Okay. Go ahead, Vishnu.
Yeah, I had De Gea, Van Nistelrooy, Beckham, and Maguire. No, not Maguire. Shit, where'd he go? All right, I've swapped around a little bit, so I'm not sure yet. I will put it up though.
Okay, and so I have Peter Schmeichel, so I disagree on David De Gea. Vishnu, you'll have the call on that. I have Jaap Stam because he was a fucking king. He would have continued to be a king if he didn't have that rift with Ferguson. I have Michael Carrick, who has to be on my fucking team. And since David Beckham didn't make the team, I'm putting him on the bench. But yeah, I think so. The only real argument there is Marcus Rashford and what's his name? Peter Schmeichel. But I think both of you picked David De Gea, so we're going De Gea. And Vishnu, you're picking between David Beckham and Marcus Rashford.
I've got Beckham. on the side.
Beckham. Okay. Well, Karthik.
Well, I have Beckham on my bench too. So
then who did you have for Marcus Rashford?
Giggs.
So
I had Rashford and Beckham on the bench. I didn't have a defense.
Okay, you didn't
I
have.
don't think we needed it. Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't have it.
Okay, fair enough, dude. I'm good with Marcus Rashford and not Jaap Stam.
Yeah.
Fucking get that boy in. Let's end on very quickly. Who's our captain? I think this one's pretty easy unless fucking Vishnu comes out with a Harry Maguire off the bench.
I'm not saying any more shit until you boys say it out loud now.
No. Roy Keane for me, man.
Keno all day.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, we can agree on that as well now.
Yeah.
All right, Vishnu's playing it safe. He's scared of the fucking rack.
No, I did mention earlier that I have Vidic as captain, but yeah, I think Roy Keane presents itself as a better option for that. Yeah. I'll change my answer there.
Yeah, guys, the team would be so.
Sticking with everything else, boys. I'm sticking with everything else.
All right, yeah, this team would be fucking insane. But everybody, let us know your teams in the comments below. Tell Vishnu that he's fucking ridiculous for having Harry Maguire and Pogba. Like, that's next level. Marcus Rashford, I can forgive. Tell Karthik that we like those AirPods. Good improvement.
Yeah.
And hope he comes back.
I'm not gonna have it all the time, guys.
Yeah, dude. Let's hope Karthik is here for the next episode. Everybody, leave your comments. Leave your teams in the comment section below. We'll see you in the next one. Peace.
All right.